On WLS. I'm Richard Roeper. Let's go to Tom on the south side. Hi, Tom. You're on WLS.
Hello.
Hello, Tom.
I think that we have... I have a question for you. I got a couple of comments first, though.
Real quick.
I think we got a police problem. I don't think most whites, listening to what they react to about this case here, is they're really angry about what happened to King. I think they're angry at what the police get away with.
Mm-hmm.
My second comment is I think that we got a problem with lawyers and how they can alter reality from what's truth and deception.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
And I also like to applaud the Atlanta, Georgia welfare system. They changed it so that you can only get support for one child. If you have out of marriage any more than one child, you don't get any more. And I think you ought to follow that and see what happens. I think good things are going to come out of that.
Okay, thanks for the call. 591-8900 is the number. It's 1126 on WLS Talk Radio. Let's go out to the south side. Verge, you're on WLS. Hi, Verge.
Yes.
How you doing?
Okay. I've been listening to your program. I'm a first-time caller. I don't think that we are addressing this situation as it unfolds before us. First of all, everyone in this country should attack the system. Now, I go way back from 1924 up to now. And I've seen this same thing happen over and over again. You, as a reporter, could write some columns about what's going on in the black community. Look at the financial institutions.
Mm-hmm.
We have none. We have no way of building businesses. There is nothing put out. Even our tax money does not come back to our community. How are we to survive when we cannot get jobs? You cannot even get a loan to upgrade your property.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when a man of Bush's background, and I'm sure that many people know this, but it is never discussed, his background, he's not fit to be president. And his father was financing the war against Hitler. For Hitler against the Jewish people.
Well, I don't know anything about his father financing the war. One thing I'll say about George Bush's background, childhood education, and experiences, I don't think that George has had a lot of personal contact with a lot of the regular folks that are out there, black, white, or any other way. 591-8900 is the number. It's 1127 on WLS. Let's go to the north side. And Jim, you're on WLS.
Good morning.
Morning.
Regarding the Los Angeles riots,
Mm-hmm.
I think the black officials have to recognize that they are perpetrating that same strategy, that strategy of black people choosing victimization as a method for survival.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the problem extends not only within the black community, but across the country. The degree of frustration that black people are feeling is experienced at other levels in other communities. However, the method that black people chose was not obviously a good one, but it is a reflection of a lot of other kinds of things. For example, throughout the country, people are now voting in women in positions that were formerly held by white males and so on.
Mm-hmm.
I think that as a black person, as a black people, we've abdicated our responsibility to our black children, and we've let morally bankrupt and socially corrupt black leaders continue to ill-define our actions and our perspectives. I think what we need is the development of a new leadership in our community. Those kinds of things that happen in Los Angeles and Seattle and the other areas really says to me that we need to design new kind of agendas and new policies that are going to not dehumanize people anymore, not depersonalize them, and allow them to participate. I think that finally people don't really feel a part of this democratic process anymore. And I think that goes all the way back to Nixon up until now. I don't think that there's a one-whit of difference between the kinds of things that Nixon did in Watergate and the kind of subtle, underhanded things that Bush and Reagan are doing in terms of how they deal with an individual's right to respond to the kind of policies that they're perpetrating on the people.
Mm-hmm. Let's get out the vote, right, Jim?
I think it's more than that. I think that what we have to do, particularly in the black community, is begin to develop those institutions that can help us redefine who and what we are, redefine our purpose and direction. I think that we continue to go back to, I mean, we've had these conversations before.
Yes, we have.
Had these conversations 25 years ago, and those same leaders said the same things right then. Clearly, to me, those are invalid ways of resolving our problems. I know that there are people in this community, in this black community, that can develop those kinds of things that we need in order to avoid the destruction of our own community. I think that Rodney King is a reflection of the fact that we don't act on our latent power. And they say that it's simply racism. Yeah, that's part of the process. But racism is just a reflection of an attitude. And the real fact of the matter is that we don't come together to address issues of power. There are no political machines to act in our interest anymore, to whatever degree they're acting on it. Now the corporations are lobbying for their interests, and we don't have any impact on those corporations. And so, and I don't think that that's just simply reflect on black people, but it's also reflect on poor whites. Absolutely. And those working poor and all of those. So Los Angeles, that's why when I saw television, I saw the television programs, I didn't see just simply black people burning and looting and shooting and all that. That's a whole wide spectrum of cultural groups.
Absolutely.
So that says to me that it's not just simply a black issue.
It was like a wake-up call, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It let us know that this nation still has a lot of homework to do. And my disappointment with some of the black so-called leaders is that they did not plan for an adverse decision. They did.
9 o'clock on a Sunday morning in Chicago. This is WLS Talk Radio, 94.7 FM, 890 AM. I am Richard Roeper, back here in my regular Sunday time slot. I'm here at 8 a.m. until noon every Sunday. At noon, you get your Ray Hanania fix. Ray is on from noon until 3, and then at 3 o'clock today, Nate Clay will be in from 3 until 6. We're going to be talking all day long, various tributaries that have come out of this story, and we'll continue to ripple on for days, weeks, and months to come. The number here is 591-8900. It's 924 on WLS, and we're going to go to the north side, and George. Hi, George. You're on WLS.
Yeah, hi. Listen, I wanted to make a few points. First of all, during the tape, I did not see any police officers use tasers. That's number one.
That's because it happened before George Holliday started rolling his video camera.
That's only their testimony. Richard, if I go out...
That's a good point.
If I go out and beat somebody and, just go out and beat somebody and I get caught, okay, no one catches it on tape, of course I'm going to lie. I'm going to make something up. I'm going to say, well, he came at me with a gun or something and I beat the hell out of him with a bat. That's only their testimony. As far as the chase, well, that has nothing to do. The whole trial had nothing to do.
Julie, Diana, I commend you for that. Thanks for the call.
I just hope... Pure and simple. The black people in this country would not be in a situation they're in, the way they feel, being held back. But you can look back at individual cases of anybody, no matter what their race, their ethnic background. Everybody has an individual story of something in their life of how they were held back. For whatever reason. Sex, age, color, makes no difference. Okay? Political employment opportunities are held, people are held back in all different ways, okay, as far as employment goes. You don't have to just be black and a black male to be held back from a job. I'm white, I'm 45, I'm a combat veteran from Vietnam, okay? And I'm held back in many ways because of things concerning me personally and my situation in life. If everybody sat back and put all of their efforts and their energy into the political people that are running this situation, they make the law. The Constitution says we, the people, defines everything that should happen under this democratic society we live under. Our voice should be heard above some political interest of a single politician who's looking to get votes. in the same way with these special interest groups like NRA and all these other type of organizations that are padding everybody's pockets in Congress to hold back the type of legislation that the people need to help protect them or to better them.
Okay, Joe, we appreciate the call. It's 9:40 on WLS. I'm Richard Roeper, and we'll be right back after this.
Mary!